Welcome back to the Pig Trail Show. I am so excited about our next guest because he is a very special one and one that has a whole lot of connections to Arkansas football and the football world in general. So please give us a welcome to 2024 athlete from Alabama and Tevis Metcalf. Tevis, it's so exciting to have you on the show because we have a whole lot that we want to ask you. But you committed to the Razorbacks verbally back in April, I want to say. I think it was April, right?
I think it was him.
Yeah, April. And you committed to the Hogs over other big schools like Auburn and Georgia Tech and even Colorado. They're big in the media right now with Deion Sanders over there. So, first, let's just start off by asking you, why did you want to commit to the Razorbacks?
I feel like I can get a good quality education there. I really love the university, but also it's big corporations there. And with the new NIL and all those things going on, I just saw myself being there and being able to make bonds with all these different corporations.
And we also should mention that your brother plays for the Razorbacks right now. You can't also not mention that when you talk about you committing to the Hogs. And TJ plays for us right now. He is a freshman on that defensive side of the ball, just like you. How did he play a factor into your decision, or did he at all? I mean, how was that relationship, and he helped cultivate that with the defensive coaches?
He definitely played a big part in me committing. With the other schools, I had to think about myself as like I won't be able to be on the field at the same time as my brother, and it's like with me playing on the field with him and starting last year with him, me and him made a big impact to the defense. So, and I just had to think about how would that look in college if me and him on the same side, we could make a big impact in college as well. So that played a big part. And also, he's kind of a role model to me. So having him on my side kind of pushes me, and I also get to push him.
Are you kind of excited about the possibility of you guys playing together on the field at the same time? Have you gotten to do that before? I mean, kind of talk about that.
So I'm very excited about the possibility. Well, when you say a possibility, I know it's gonna happen. So with that being said, back when we played like high school last year, he made some big plays. I made some big plays. We kind of just like split it up. He'd be the one to come down, hit somebody. Next play, I just lock somebody up. So it's just a tag team duo for real.
Oh, I love that. I'm really excited to see that as well. And I can't not ask you about this. I know you probably get this question all the time, but your football lineage goes back to even the NFL because your cousin is DK Metcalf. So talk about what it's like having a cousin who's a big deal when it comes to professional football.
He's always somebody that I'll look up to. Being able to watch his journey from when he was younger to when he made it to the NFL is just somebody that I know I can look forward to actually trying to play against. So with that, and then yeah, it brings a lot of attention with him being my cousin, but I also bring attention from my play style as well. So
I love that. I love that. And before I turn things over to Otis here to ask you some questions about your game and all of that, I do want to ask you. You talked about Arkansas and developing those relationships. What's your relationship like with the coaches? I know that you actually went to the Southwest Classic this past weekend. I'm sorry it wasn't a different outcome for the Arkansas Razorbacks, but I'm sure you had a great time there in Jerry World. What's your relationship like with Travis Williams, Coach Woodson, all of those guys?
with them, they just make a good point to keep good communication with me. They always FaceTime and text me and all that every now and then, and they always ask me how I did, and just like they ask me about my training and things like that. So they do a pretty good job of communicating with me, making sure that I feel wanted.
Did you have some fun in Jerry World this past weekend? A little bit?
Yes, ma'am, I did. It was a lot hard getting in the stadium. We were trying to find our way around, but when we got there, we definitely enjoyed it.
All right. I'll send things over to Otis. I know he has a whole bunch of questions for you.
Uh, I I spent quite a bit of time with your mom and dad before the BYU game outside the stadium there, just talking to them, just chatting. How happy were you? I mean, how happy were they that you decided to come to Arkansas and play with TJ? I mean, it's got to be hard to be in two places at once this way when they come to watch you, both of you be playing there. How happy were your parents?
They were very excited because, well, to be honest, they really they would have been able to make the trip if I would have go somewhere else. They made sure that I knew that my brother being there and it would be kind of hard to go somewhere else, that wouldn't, don't let that hinder my decision, basically. They wanted me to pick for myself. But when I chose Arkansas, they were very excited because it will be easier for them to travel, of course.
Oh yeah.
They were very excited.
By the
And
way,
just us being able to play together is just something they really enjoy seeing.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you were 50. By the way, they're
Good.
great people, man. They're great people. I enjoyed talking to them. Your dad's amazing. I know TJ was born in Oxford. Were you born in Oxford too?
No, sir. I was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Okay. So you guys, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Oxford in your background. Then it's kind of weird because that's where TJ and them are going this weekend. So you, I guess, you quite a bit of talk about Oxford. You know, I mean, I know your parents are familiar with it and TJ and stuff.
With Oxford, I mean, with DK's dad, he stayed in Oxford, and they went to Ole Miss as well. So when in my childhood, I got to stay over his house a lot, and that was really fun. And think about Oxford, unlike a lot of places in Mississippi, to me, Oxford is kind of like a more fun spot to be in. That I think so. So
okay, man. For somebody who hasn't seen you play, and I believe you guys were on TV Thursday night, on ESPN2 or something. But what are your strengths? What do you do well? Why did those schools? Courtney named a bunch of them. There was others. Why did those schools in Arkansas, including, offer you a scholarship?
First off, I think my ability to identify offensive schemes that really helped me get recruited a lot. And I'm a great communicator on the field and off the field when I'm helping my other DBs out with coverages. And also, I'm able to play zone and man in any coverage. A lot of people aren't able to do that. That's one thing I made sure I'm able to. And then I'm pretty strong, so I think that me being strong, it helps me get off blocks easily, and I can go and make a play. So, and another thing, I always think when I line up against somebody that I know I work harder than the person in front of me, and I just can't let them beat me. So.
How's your interaction with the other commitments? We've had Charlie Collins, Courtney Crutchfield, and others on here. How's your interaction with those guys? I mean, I think y'all have group chat. Is that right? Group text chat or something?
Yes, sir. So it really was just, we clicked instantly, really. Like, we all got the same goal. We want to go to Arkansas and make a big impact. So it just clicked. Everybody just became friends, to be honest.
Man, you got KJ Jackson, you've got Kavion Henderson, and I mean, they're recruiting Alabama pretty hard. Last year, of course, obviously TJ and the others. Just talk about how the receiver. Just talk about how you like how Arkansas is recruiting Alabama pretty hard and having success there, not just recruiting, but having success.
I think they're doing a pretty good job. They've offered like a lot of people in Alabama, and those are really good players. And for them to be able to reach out all the way to Alabama, is almost 8 hours away, and still get a lot of commits, I think that goes to show to tell you how their recruiting process is compared to a lot of other schools. So.
What do you think? Tell people always. People's always interested in the quarterback, man. KJ Jackson, tell people what you know about him. I mean, I love the kid myself. I think he's outstanding. What do you know about him?
I know he's a very good player. He has a good size on him. So with that, I want to build a better relationship with him, become cool. Well, we're already cool, but, cooler. And also be able to practice against him and get to see for myself how he plays. So.
Yes, they're keeping that KJ tradition at quarterback going at Arkansas, and it's not a bad one to have adding him. I don't know how many times I will write KJ Jefferson when I write KJ Jackson when he gets here, but I'll try not to do it too many times. But anyway, man, I really appreciate you coming on here today, Tevis. That means a lot, man. It really does. And you're doing a great job here.
Thank you.
And on the field too, of course, obviously.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Tevis, before you go, real quickly, I know Otis talked about your game just briefly, but diving in just a little bit deeper into that, where do you hope it changes or grows before you get to Arkansas? Where are some an aspect of your game that you're actively working on this season?
Uh, Really everything. I just want to improve all aspects of the game, get on special teams more, just be able to contribute as much as I can, to be honest. And I think being able to be like the leader that I am and show that Arkansas I could be that leader on the field is just going to be a big thing for me, showing them that I could be a leader because I know I'm one. So.
I love that. I love that. TJ, obviously, you said he helps you and helps your game get better. What advice has he given you during this time? Do you talk frequently about each other's game? Do you give each other pointers? Like, what's that relationship like now that you guys are kind of away from each other?
So with TJ, back on when he was getting recruited, the biggest thing with him was he was able to, like, he's very smart. So when it comes to football, he was able to get on the board when they wanted him to, be able to just write up anything they wanted him to. And that really helps him out at Arkansas. And it helped him become in the rotation a little bit. So with that, the big thing that he makes sure that I do before I get to Arkansas is make sure that I learn as much as I can about the game, because that's as fast as you're going to get on the field, just knowing everything that you can about football.
Courtney, I do have one more.
Yeah, go
How
ahead,
much
Otis.
how much influence has your dad had on your career? I mean, your dad, how much influence has he had on your career?
He's had a lot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just from like being we'll be in the basement and we'll have like ladders out on the concrete. We just getting it in. We had our own little, he got us this little weight room thing that he had in the driveway. It'd be like 5 in the morning, and we'll get in trouble for being on the game at 5 in the morning. He'll make us go out and lift, make us run. So he just takes us everywhere. I mean, he just makes sure that we're doing the right things and make sure that we're learning every aspect of the game all day, every day. He's always sending clips and like asking what we would do in those situations when the DB gets beat on the video. So he's just making sure that we know what we're doing and that we train and do everything we can to the best of our ability. So
Do you
plays
see
a big role.
yourself? I'm sorry. Do you see yourself more a cornerback? TJ's a safety. Do you see yourself more as a corner?
So to be honest, with the defense they run, they have about 5 DBs. So any chance I can get on the field, to be honest, whether it's at nickel, corner, or safety, I just want to play anything that I can that'll get me on that field.
Right.
Perfect. Any more, Otis? That's it
No,
for
I'm
me.
finished.
No, that was great. That was awesome. Again, I know Otis said it, but thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Tevis. It was truly awesome to get to know you a little bit more and have the viewers know you a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get back on here soon. I enjoyed it.
We love it. We'll definitely have you back for sure. That's going to do it for this part of the Pig Trail Show. We have much more coming up after the break. Stay with us.